Hey class, it's week 4. I miss you. Mrs. Anderson here. Hope you're doing well. We're in April 20th to the 24th. I look forward to seeing some of you on video chat later, but I hope you're doing well. This week we're going to focus on, it's kind of going to be split into 2 parts over the next 2 weeks. Part 1 is going to be the slope of a line. So just starting with basic slope, identifying the different types and finding the slope using a right triangle method that I'm going to show you. So in algebra, we use the variable m to represent the slope of a line. When you have positive slope, it looks like this. Positive slope from right to left. It's kind of going towards the positive numbers up here. Then negative slope looks like this. Downhill. It's going towards the negative values. If you think of a person like walking on this person is going uphill and this person is going downhill. So positive and negative slope. Zero slope is like the ground. The ground is flat. It's a horizontal line. Positive slope, zero slope. And then we also have undefined slope. So undefined slope is a vertical line. So this one is vertical. This one is a horizontal. Oops, I forgot the T. Horizontal line. And these ones are both considered just slanted lines with positive and negative slope. Which line does not represent a function? So the undefined slope, the vertical line, is actually not a function. We kind of talked about how for each input, you have to have one output for the function. And so if you remember that conversation from a few weeks back in class, that's why the vertical line is not a function, technically. So, all right, what is a right triangle? So a right triangle is a triangle that meets, so it has 3 sides, and it meets at a 90-degree angle, has a 90-degree right angle in it. So we're going to use this right triangle to help us find slope. And then we kind of defined horizontal and vertical lines as well. Horizontal lines are, I don't know if I wanted to define exactly what the horizontal line was here, but it's in the form of y equals a number, like we'll just call it number b, like y equals 3. So horizontal line at 3. Horizontal lines have a slope of 0. Vertical lines are up and down. They have undefined slope. And their equations are like x equals some number, like x equals 3, because a vertical line goes through the x-axis. So horizontal lines cross through the y-axis, vertical lines cross through the x-axis. Vertical lines are x equals some number, and horizontal lines are y equals a number. Calculating the slope of a line from a graph. First thing you want to do is choose 2 points on the line. Then we want to identify the vertical change. Then we want to identify the horizontal change. And we write the slope as a fraction. And it's the vertical change over the horizontal change, which sometimes you might see that as rise over run. So it's the change up and down over the right and left, horizontal and vertical. So here's our first example. Let's pick 2 points. So I'm going to pick the points, -3, 0, or 0, -3. And how about 2, -1? Then I'm going to make a right triangle, which means you need to make a right angle using those 2 points. You can either make your right triangle on top right here like that and see how this is a right angle, or you can make it right here like that. Either one, it doesn't matter. So just make sure you have that right angle. So the right triangle connects the 2 dots. Then the vertical change, so it has vertical change of +2 right there. And then the horizontal change is +2 as well, 1, 2. Vertical change is 2, horizontal change is 2. And you can see that this line, if you think about the little guy walking on it, and it's going towards the positive numbers up here, it is a positive slope. He's walking uphill. The slope will be then the vertical change over the horizontal change as a fraction, which does reduce to 1/1, or just a slope of 1. So B, let's pick 2 points. It looks like we can use the point 0, 7. And then, let's see, the next point where it crosses the marks on the grid is the point 2, -1. So I'm going to make my right triangle connecting those 2 dots. So I got to go all the way down and then straight over to make that right triangle like that. So it's got to have that right angle. Then what is the vertical change? So count that from this dot to the top. So you're counting the boxes. Like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And since I'm going down there, it's going to be -8. Notice that this is a down sloping line, downhill sloping line. And then this is a change of 1, 2. And I went +2 to the right. So from the point on the top, I went down 8 and then +2. So my vertical change is -8 and my horizontal change was +2. My slope would be -8 over +2, which reduces to -4/1, which is a slope of just -4. So I went from this pink dot to the blue dot, down 8 over 2. Down 8, right 2, so -8, +2. Okay, so this one, I'm going to start by picking the origin since it goes through there nicely, 0, 0. And then the next point along the line that it seems to go to is 3, 1. And I'm going to draw my right triangle, so I'm going to go like that. So from this first point here, 0, 0, to the second point, how do I get there? Well, I go from 0, 0, I go up 1. So up 1 is +1. That's my vertical change. And then I go to the right 3. So to the right 3 is +3. So that means that the slope is positive. They're both positive. So your slope is the vertical change over the horizontal change. So 1/3. Now that one doesn't reduce, so the slope is just 1/3. All right, in D, we have the point, maybe the point 0, 4. And then how about the point 4, 4? Or, I don't want to confuse you with too many 4s. How about the point 3, 4? Notice that since these lie on the same, the y coordinates are the same, this is a horizontal line. That means that I have 0 for a vertical change. Between those points, I have 3 for a horizontal change, but 0 divided by 3 is just 0. Remember, horizontal lines have a slope of 0. There's no vertical change. horizontal or vertical line. So let's try the point -3, 0, and then -3, 5. How about? So notice that in the D, the y coordinates stay the same and the x's change. In this one, the x coordinates are staying the same and the y's are changing. So this one's not a function because you have two of the same x coordinates. And then let's find the slope. So vertical change. I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I didn't go over any. So horizontal change is 0. So vertical change over horizontal change is undefined because you cannot divide by 0. If you try to like simplify that in your calculator, 5 divided by 0 is an error. So we can't divide by 0. All right. That is all I wanted you to do for this lesson. So hopefully you got those notes and your homework goes well. If not, as you know, I'm available for questions.